FXBros.
Alrighty. Back. Let's see. Close out this down. Okay. Live. And AU is doing what AU does. So if we look here, just let me go to this clean chart. So we look on the 4-hour on AU. What's up, brother?
Good morning, man. What's going on? I'm about to head out in a little bit, but I just wanted to tap in for these couple of minutes while I'm on the road.
Yeah, I was just kind of going over the fact that we started off in this consolidated area around, I would say, Monday, April 21st. Yeah, this consolidation area we was in since May 2nd. We broke out on Friday in the morning, and it's all in a 4-hour time frame. So that 5 o'clock candle and about 4 o'clock candle in the morning to 8 a.m. That's when we broke out. Was currently bullish all the way until May 6th, that Tuesday, turnaround Tuesday, which was a late turnaround. It turned around that night, but that week, which was pretty much, I want to say the first week, but that was the second week of May. First, second week, however you want to look at it. But nonetheless, we had a turnaround Tuesday, bearish engulfing on the 4-hour after we broke out of these last little highs, because this was a true breakout. We broke out, retested here, and pushed higher, then had a second retest. If I drag this out, pretty much a second retest here and continue higher. If I'm not really going off of history or nothing, but I would think, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say this reversal shouldn't have went down as much as it did for us to really be bullish. Maybe we should have had kind of some settling right here and then a continuation, but I would look at this reversal coming back down to this consolidated area is a true reversal versus this. This is kind of, it did pull back. We got the pullback retrace, but it wasn't a structural move. It was just, it popped out. Very next candles, wick back, had a touch, and if you catch buys, you could push high. But like I said, it returned back to your entry. So you either had to have, the balls still to hold that shit or re-enter, especially after you see the wick rejections right here on the 4-hour. You just hold that and re-enter. But nonetheless, if you would have kept with that same analogy, as you can see, the market would have eventually taken you out. Because if you would have bought the breakout, probably would have had stops below this wick. And as we can see, the market did trade down and take you out. But from that, And like I said, I'm not looking at all my lines. I got that on this chart so we can have more idea what the market did. I'm just looking at a clean chart, trying to make sense of it all. But as you can see from that high, we created a bearish engulfing, and both of these bearish engulfings actually created a pullback, if you will. So that was good. Even if you caught sales into this pullback, it was short-lived. But this additional one was actually, I can make any kind of significance of it. The only thing I could say really is just that it was on a Tuesday. And typically we call those turnaround Tuesdays. I know we got reverse on Wednesdays. We got all kind of little terminologies, but it did turn around on Tuesday and sell off after it took out this high. That was the breakout high. So this was the true breakout high, and we swept that and sold it off. And pretty much traded all the way down to the low of this old consolidation range. And we traded back up into the high. So if we look at that, it's kind of like giving more consolidation on a crude, because I guess I could say this high, like we're in a bigger consolidated range, especially after we had highs right here taken out, traded all the way back down to the low of this old consolidated range, and from that low traded back up into the highs, like, and then reversed again. And now we back in the middle of this range, and also back into this old range. So put it like this: if you didn't have no stop loss and you was holding sales at the end of or the high of this range in April, you would still be in profit right now. So when you look at it like that, it's like, what have we really done? Versus, somebody holding sales from back here or back here or whatever. You can see the transition. So if we zoom out, let's go to the daily. We can see more of a better outlay of what happened. Because we did have this new low created off of the Trump talking about tariffs and pulling back on his word. And since then, if you can see right here on the daily, we pretty much in consolidation. Like we had this area of 2 weeks, a bullish push, but on the daily, it's not really a true breakout. We traded right back into the range. Tried to break out again on Tuesday, which I forgot what news that was on Tuesday, but I know it's some heavy news. I want to say CPI came out on Tuesday, I think. So that pushed up the market, tested those highs again. Sellers that were selling this fake out, they probably got taken out or closed their trade and got in the buy. So I see the move, and I see all this clean traffic to the left on the daily. So if this is a true breakout to the upside, or fake out to the upside, then this CPI candle is voided out truly because it's not a continuation. We're trading right back into this 50% range of CPI. Let's see. Look at the So yeah, we trading into the 61 range. So if we break through that, which we already did, we didn't close. But if we break through that, then yeah, I think that's a valid fake out to the upside. And we should be selling off at least. Not sure how much we're gonna sell off into. And it very much could continue higher, but this support gonna have to hold. Hands down. 63.58 gonna have to hold on the daily. If we break through that, the chances of us falling into this is kind of high, but we also got to look at what's going to cause it to fall. What caused this fall? This fall was Trump talking about raising tariffs. Then the reversal was we're gonna take a 90-day pause. So if he go back on his word, not only do we have more selling to do, but we selling from a higher part. So this selling had stops up here that ran their stops. This got people into buys. And if we fade that and break through these lows, there's a whole lot of liquidity. Everybody that was buying up in this got their stops all under here. They take that out. Chances are they can fake this move out too and go higher. They can do that. But if economic news is pointing to a rising dollar and a falling AU, if we go to the dollar, you see the dollar got the same upside potential as AU got the same downside potential. We haven't shifted from the trajectory yet. We got rejection wicks on the dollar from yesterday. We got coming up a bullish engulfing after last week on Wednesday. So that's a high potential for the dollar to turn around and continue higher. Unsure of, we probably have to look back to the notes to see what's going to really cause the dollar to go up as far as economic pressure. In the form of interest rates, especially since Powell been talking for the past 2 weeks. Not unsure about what he was talking about, but he was talking. So yeah, that's what I feel like we have. And if you look at it where I have my marks, you see we reversed down to a pandemic gap of March of 2020. We in 2025 April. We just not touched this price. So that was a heavy rejection. Traded back up into consolidation. Hovering around this trend line. This is still like if I go back, if I zoom out, you'll see this trend line is coming from October 2022, another touch at October 2023, another touch at August 2024, and we broke through December 12th, 2024. And since then, we had a rejection here, February 21st, 2025, and we broke back above it and kind of been in a range ever since then. So you can see we broke back above it here. That's what created all that bullishness, gave us this range to work in for the week. It's the previous weekly high, previous weekly low, and the 50% range. If I pull up the weekly, you'll see what I'm talking about. Bam. It's the previous week right here. We got the highs, mid-range, low. So far, this week gapped up, which I guess gave us this push higher. So I see what you're talking about, Jay. I don't think I've seen this yesterday. Maybe I was looking at a different pair, but I do see the gap on the weekly now, and it's crazy. But I see this gap up. Yeah. One thing I can say that's kind of giving more on sales is the fact that out of this weekly range, the previous weekly range, we show proof that we kind of want to go lower versus going higher. Like we did go above, the open. We went above 50%. Damn near went to the weekly high, but we didn't go above this week. Vice versa. The previous weekly low we already ran, and damn near the week before that we almost ran. And currently on a Thursday trending down. If we look at the daily, we can see what that weekly did. So this was Monday. So we had a Monday sell-off, Sunday sell-off. Monday into Sunday. Probably Sunday pushed high actually. I see this wick up here. So we had a Monday sell-off. Tuesday buy up. continuation going into Wednesday, bought up but couldn't fail. And now we've been selling out since. So if you want to call it like how I'm looking at it, this bearish engulfing is still holding true. And this bullish candle is only because it was CPI. That's it. And if we look at the 4 hour for Tuesday, May 13th, we can see Tuesday right here. So Monday night going into Tuesday, London, pre-London was trading into CPI. I can see the move trading into CPI. Then we get the news release on this candle and the continuation. I think CPI was 738. I think it was 730. But nonetheless, and one thing I want to point out too, strong areas of resistance or support will always be broken by a big body candle, or expect a big body candle to break through either both areas if they close enough, or just that significant area. Like say like this is a range right here. This is a high range, and we broke through with a big candle. I don't know, did we break through this this resistance, but we broke through the 50% weekly range of that previous week. And you see a big body candle. You see when it broke through again, big body candle. If it can't, it's going to leave wicks. So you would know, like, especially within the 30-minute of this hour. Well, I mean, it's the 4 hour, but if you're looking at the hour, like the 30-minute should tell you if we're going to have some kind of reversals or if we're going to close above this, and this is going to be a continuation up. Usually it's a directional type of gravitational pull based on how that big body candle is going to close in the direction of the trend or the current trend that it's in. But nonetheless, it's going to have a big body to close above strong support or resistance. See, you have it right here, previous weekly lows, and then it took it back up with a big body, like nothing weak. So like the next one would be probably, so this would support, big body broke through, continuation, retest. Next targets for liquidity, I would say, if that's what we're reaching for, it's going to be down here under 63.50. If not, we probably going to hang out about 63.75 and continue up. So keep an eye on 63.75 for reversals, or if we're going to sweep the lows and close below that 63, I just said 63.50. It's a good area. But yeah, and then not only that, I mean, like I said, it's been a lot of trades missed. I was in sales from here, this area right here. I was holding sales. Everything was good. The market traded back up here on Monday during London. I didn't have a hard stop on, so it didn't stop me out. But nonetheless, I don't even think I was paying attention to the market. So that was a good and a bad thing. Because I didn't allow my emotions to get me out of that trade because I was looking at it. But still in all, this market could have went higher. And if I wasn't looking at it, it had to be a whole nother story. So we always can't look at what it did and what it didn't do. It's you have to, just have your emotions in line, knowing that the market can do whatever the fuck it wants to do, especially when
That is so. I agree, bro. I just wanted to
you know,
say that's just that's so important. That's so. I
uh,
mean, like Warren Buffett talk about that shit. You know.
bruh, I was. like I said, I was watching. I didn't know. R.I.P. to David Paul, but I didn't know he passed away last year or 2023. Like it was a recent. Like we could have met that boy on some shit. But he his one of his last live seminars, like he was basically just breaking down the difference between all your analysis and a damn coin flip. You could do all that analysis you want. I'm a coin flip my way into profit. And he was just showing you like based off a 50% win rate, all you have to have is a 1 to 1.2 or 1 to 2 risk to reward strategy and an edge to make you profitable. He said you could make money for the rest of your life, for the rest of your days. That's what he said verbatim. For the rest of your days, Like,
So he means like having like a stop loss at 1 and a take profit at 2, like 1
yep,
and 2. Okay.
yep. Because if you have a 50% trading strategy, meaning like flipping a coin, it's going to be 50-50 overall, but a long term it's going to be 50-50 as long as you have more than you making more. And he said like by 1.1 to 1.25, or it don't have to be 1 to 3, 1 to 4. It could be just above 1 to 1, and you going to make money. Like you might not be out like Warren Buffett with $400 billion, but you won't be broke. And the more money you got in your equity side, the more profit you can pull out. That's a fact.
Financially free at the end of the day. That's the goal. Whatever
Financially free.
That's the goal, man. Yeah, all that billionaire shit, nigga can't handle them problems.
Nah, man. You don't even want them problems because
You
it's
don't
problems.
want
It's
You don't
problems
want
it's problems that come up that you weren't even involved with, but it's just the fact that you got that status. They're gonna try to shake your truth.
right. And we don't have the luck of that privilege. Like he openly speaks about that too. Like, if he was a different color, he
Facts.
wouldn't be in it. Like he said that. Like he knows that shit.
Yeah. Nah, real talk.
Yeah,
I
bro.
respect people that realize that too.
No, you have to,
Yeah.
especially. I mean, look what he been through. That boy been through uh recessions, depressions,
Wars.
multiple,
Civil war.
wars, multiple wars, world war. Shit kind of crazy.
Martin Luther King. Malcolm
MLK.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
No, facts.
a lot of shit. So he is it's humbling. It's humbling.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, the dude is amazing, bro.
No, I give you that.
He great at that shit. But no, man, that's taking care of your emotions, understanding that it's really having a system, not really performance per se. You have to execute, but when you're talking of like this type of trading, it's not really like stocks. Um, so yeah, it's that random. So you need to make sure you have a nice system to where um, you make more than what you lose.
It's
50%
starting to
of
seem.
the
It's
time
starting
or
to
more.
seem like trading forex is not to be held. That's what it's starting to feel like. Like if you want to hold something and you want to build positions, don't do it in forex. That's what it's starting to give me. Like forex is meant for scalpers. Like what are you holding?
So when you like, how long though?
That's a good question. I can't
Because
really say
I
off the top of my
agree.
head. That's a good
I
question.
do agree. I really do.
Because I mean, what's the profitability of holding versus a stock? Like I said, like we was talking about, like a stock with dividends or a stock, that can go up in value and continue to go up in value. You got splits and you got all kind of extra stuff you can make out of a stock versus. I mean, the only thing, like I said, it's only one scenario in forex where if you hold over time, you will get paid interest. But like I said, that has to be, you got to like figure out that scenario. It got to be a higher interest rate versus a lower interest rate pair, and you got to be selling one and buying. It's something tricky to it, but I've actually had it happen to me. I've actually held a trade for like a week, and every day they paid me like 12 cents interest.
Yep.
So, and typically it's, I want to say it's like a going long on AU. I think that's what pays out.
Okay.
If you hold a long position on AU,
One
I
of those
think that's what.
Yankees, I think, did it too. I think, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That might be it. That might be it because the yen and the US dollar is a big difference in interest rates versus AU and a dollar.
Yeah.
You're right. It might be that yen trade. It might have been that yen trade.
But I'm be honest, bro. When I held my trades longer, that I see, you know, bigger returns, and
What's that time frame when you say longer? Because it's not a year.
at least a day.
At least a day. There you go. So that's not even in the range of uh buy and hold swing traders. Like swing traders don't hold for a
I'm gonna
day.
say this too. Because I don't want to have okay, that's the minimum, but I don't know the length. Um, at least a day, no more than a week.
Okay. And that's right. That's like that cutoff. That's that threshold. Because a
Spot.
week is damn near entering into a swing trade. So if you would have held longer than a week, you kind of swinging that hole. Like you expecting that bitch to just, do a goal move. Start from here and never come back.
Right, and that's when you want to start looking at the stocks.
Yeah.
Because it's too many variables that'll make a stock like run up, like that. Like it's a lot of positives that'll make the stock want to run up. It's rare when it goes down over time. Now it happens, yes.
But it's
Um,
usually as a collective.
yes.
When the stocks go down for a long term, it's usually the whole market is down, not just because Apple is down. Nah, it's Apple, Amazon, like just the market is.
The whole fucking sector is down.
Yeah, the whole sector is down.
So so that's why I'd be like, okay, I like stocks. Like, nigga, everything is running up right now. I'm about to be over a wreck in my buy and hold on fucking Cash App. Like, niggas will probably be like, what the fuck are you doing? Take that money out and put that in an account. You know.
Nah,
Uh,
fact.
but yeah, just buy and hold since 2021, 22. That's when I really started putting money in.
Right. Just little bits.
Little bits, 20
Yeah.
here, probably
Yeah.
50 there,
Yeah.
shit like that. But
Yeah. Should add up over time.
oh my gosh, it
It
does.
adds up over time.
That's what they call, like what that boy John Hope Bryan said. Man, I want to meet that guy. I'm going to. I want to say you get rich. You get rich during the day or something like that. You get rich working or something like that during the day. You get wealth. Wealth isn't made in your sleep.
Right. So riches is from the day-to-day action, but wealth is made when you sleep.
Yep.
That's true.
Execute during the day. Make the
Right.
money while you sleep.
And you could go even deeper than that, like sleeping, like almost like death sleeping. Like what allows you to keep making money when you're not on earth no more?
All the work that you did, yeah, that's fact.
You feel me? But I mean, it's a certain type of work. Did you buy and hold a dividend paying stock? Like that's gonna pay you for the rest of your days, even after you're not here. You know, it's like real estate. Real estate
Yep.
to keep paying you when you're not here. Minus taxes and other maintenance costs, but they should keep paying you. So yeah, that's overall what they be talking about. It's like no matter what, when you ain't doing shit, well, how you still making money? Overall investments. But yeah, we News came out and looked like we pushed higher and we rejecting out that trend line. That trend line is funny. If I look at it on the daily.
About to open up shop and get ready, but I'm still tapping in.
All right, you good. But yeah, we was hanging at this first time we touched this trend line. Let's see. Well, the second time. The first time was like February, yeah. But from that touch, we eventually got the sell-off. I mean, nobody knew that sell-off because if you could see, we were still holding the long bias. So if you can see, we had lower highs, higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs. And right here in March 18th, that's where it didn't go as high because I would say it was rejecting out this trend line. First time it touched out this trend line, so it didn't really have to go as high as it needed to. And then the following few days or weeks, we get that Trump situation where he, talk about tariffs, and that's what just tanked everything, swept all this liquidity down here, and then we've been buying up. Now the second time we touched the trend line was here, April 21st, and as you can see, we didn't truly break out of it until May 2nd on Friday, at the beginning of the week, the ending of the week. So nobody know what the hell we gonna open up for. I know a lot of people like, oh, we about to open up in sales, it's about to tank, sweeping liquidity. But no, that didn't happen. And one thing that's looking real prevalent is the fact that if you look at this trend line I have drawn, it's a falling wedge. It's like a wedge pattern. So you can see the market is kind of going downward. It's not going up. Like this point is not up here. It's like going down per se. So typically, if this was really, really valid, we would have some kind of trading. So we get right down in here and then we have a real strong breakout. That scenario didn't really happen on AU like that. I bet you this probably be more clean on an equities market or something like that, or stock. But Forex really don't hold a lot, especially AU. AU is not good with patterns. I'll keep it G. But nonetheless, we broke out right here after we broke out to the upside, broke out to the downside. So if you're looking at it, it's kind of like the same shit. We broke out to the upside and traded right back in. And that's a new trend. Don't pay no mind to this. That's some new shit. But this red one, we broke out, traded back in, broke out to the downside. Now that Trump news would really let us know, like, okay, this is the true breakout. We selling out. But as you can see, that was all faded back up with a bullish daily engulfing, and we've been trading up. Now, one thing I can say, what got us down here was roughly 2-3 candles. It took us 1, 2, 3, 4, down to 5 candles to get back up to these highs. And since then, we haven't been making any large pushes. Like, look at these daily candles right here with that sell-off from Trump, April 4th on that Friday, and then turn around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We call it back. We like, nah, 90-day pause. I don't want to do that. Look at the size of them candles, and I have it. I got it like so you can see. But look at the candles we have now. The only candle that kind of resembles this. Let me see. I'm gonna measure this bitch. This bearish candle was 200 and over 300 pips.
Okay, those tariffs candles, huh?
Yeah, that's the tariffs. That's when he first talked about the tariffs and sold it off. And then Wednesday, he was like 90-day pause. That 90-day pause candle was 260 pips. The tariff candle, when he called tariffs, was over 300. One daily candle. The ATR for the daily on Australian dollar is 63. And that's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to go into the math. You do the math. But as you can see, this daily candle for CPI is the only one that's kind of close to it. We had a 2 ATR roughly, 120. Like I said, an ATR is 63.9, I think. So 126 is a 2-day. We had 120 here, so that's about a 2-day ATR. But yeah, other than that, we haven't seen these size candles, and probably not going to, because unless if he start talking at Trump, that tariff shit, you can expect potentially, I would say, the continue. He talked it last time and it sold off. I'm gonna say it's gonna sell off. And look at the clean traffic got to sell. Like right here, it didn't have no clean traffic to sell into. It was just in the abyss. Like I go back 2020. Look at this. Nothing, 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 all the way to 2020. Bam. That's what he's trading into. Pandemic area. Like I said, I got this gap. Pandemic area. And that's exactly what we went to. With a Trump. Bam. Touched it. Great buys. Bullish daily and dolphin. And that's why we traded back. I think from that force alone, we traded back into this trend line and above it. And now we back below it. Like we just kind of hovering around and unsure where we want to go. But making a lot of accumulated and manipulative and distribution type of moves from this area. So this is like accumulation. This is manipulation. And we haven't really distributed the next area. The CPI could have been, but I wasn't really expecting the market to trade back. I'm going to keep it real. From CPI, I thought we was about to go to this trend line up here. I'm going to keep it all the way, or at least run the previous weekly high. But no. Currently not dropping any further. Starting to get a 1 hour pullback. But yeah, based on the hourly, off these highs that looked like it was going to be a previous weekly run. We sold off in pre-London at 4 a.m. That was Wednesday. Boy, I'll be hating shit like that. I think I just started my night. Whew. Yeah, I'm gonna have to gotta do a little bit more locking in. I'm gonna keep it real. I slipped up a lot. I made a lot of profit in all these sales, but I slipped up. Not taking profit with it. And what got me out of alignment is not taking profit here and also flipping my bias to get in buys. With all this 12 hours of waiting, we had a bullish engulfing on the 1 hour and a bearish engulfing on the 1 hour that got faded real quick. The next hour after that bearish engulfing was pretty much the reversal, and it engulfed it back up and traded in. And that all happened before midnight. So there was no reason to be like I was asleep or nothing that. So that was a real bad mistake on my part. So that kind of threw me all the way off because I wasn't expecting this bullish push to go as high. I thought it was going to fade everybody like it been doing. So I caught sales off this trend line, and that motherfucker just shot up, and that messed me up. That messed me up. Of course, getting into buys up here, thinking like, oh, we're running up. I know where we're going now. We're going to run the previous weekly high. Kind of went into profit, holding. Look at the strong support holding right here, 64.68. Hovering around that area, eventually broke through Wednesday morning. So that was yesterday morning. Didn't go live that morning, but again, I was working late. So if we would have went live, we would have saw that and probably would have took sales from that time. Keep it G. So they would have been in sales from 64.68 versus 64.30 where I'm at right now. So still a good position. Probably not gonna get too much out of it, depending on if we continue lower. But yeah, it would have been nice. So I actually didn't work last night because I wanted to get my schedule back. Because if I was gonna go to work last night, it was gonna be another 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning start time, and I was gonna be like, man, I'm gonna miss live again. I'm working late, so I was like, nah, let me just take this day off and get my schedule back because it's moving, all that moving and stuff, and I'm actually staying like an hour away from where I previously was, 45 minutes or an hour away. So I still had a lot of business to tie up over there where I stayed at, and there was just a lot of back and forth. It was a lot, so I needed that day out to get back in line because it's too many opportunities. Like I missed this because I was working late off. Missed this move because didn't go live that morning. You know, so
Yeah, and that's smart, bro, because you got to have those reset moments, especially after something like that was going on. Bro.
facts. Had to. I had to. But it's all good. Like I said, we almost ran up, damn near doubling my account, but pretty much not gonna lie, pretty much lost. I would say a good 75 to 80% of those profits. So
And that's what I was talking about the last live, man. Like it's we have to we got to stop doing that, man. Especially like you make something, but you give it right back.
yeah, and that goes to like how long do you hold? How long do you hold? How long is this trend you currently in gonna last? Is it gonna continue? Is it gonna break out the structure and continue lower? And not only that, do you go to sleep with an open trade?
Um, yeah, if you protect your ass,
Right. So basically, you
you
have
know,
to go to sleep with that stop and that take profit. Yeah, we can't afford to be
right,
waking up or going to sleep and 50 pips profit and waking up 30 pips
yeah.
drawdown. But you can leave
I
it
feel that.
because then you go be hot. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what Powell was speaking about. Let's see if
Yeah, maybe if I have time,
I'm about to ask
I might
ChatGPT.
watch the replay of it.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT what the name of 15. That is up to us. Switch today. Let's see what they say. Searching the web. Searching the web. Federal Reserve Chair Powell speech today at the Thomas Laubach Research Conference Center, centered on the need to reassess the Fed's monetary policy in light of recent economic developments. He highlighted that the economic landscape has changed significantly since the adoption of current policy approach in 2020, meaning all that free bread that was given out. He pointed to the possibility of more frequent and persistent supply shocks in the future, more bread, which could pose challenges for both the economy and central bank, and this acknowledgement suggests that the Fed is considering adjustments to a strategy to better address these evolving conditions, meaning giving out free bread. While Powell did not delve into specifics about the current monetary policy or the economic outlook, he noted that April personal consumption expenditures, PCE, price inflation is expected to have fallen to 2.2%. He described this as a historically unusual result of disinflation occurring without significant harm to the economy, indicating a successful soft landing under the current strategy. The speak marked the beginning of a 2-day conference aimed at reviewing and potentially revising the Fed's policy framework to ensure it remains effective in the face of new economic challenges. Fed. To job market under microscope. Strategies on both jobs inflation considered. So they're looking at jobs and inflation. The job market. So I guess they kind of pointing at the news. Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense. Why he had a speech today. What news come out today on Thursday? That would make all the sense in the world. We get initial jobless claims, continuous jobless claims. We get all that news on Thursday. So that's why he's talking about that and leaning more into jobs and inflation. Because if you look at it, continuous jobless claims is still at 1.8 million. And the initial jobless claims is staying at the same. Hold up. Oh, 4-week average. I'm about to say, don't play me. Jobless claim 4-week average, that went up. So the 4-week average is going up. More people are that previous 4-week average. We have more people joining. The initial is staying the same, about 229 or 230 every month, I would say. No, every week. It's a weekly news release. And the jobless claims continuing is actually dropping. So it went from it went up. Yeah, it went up. Everything up. Everything up. The only thing is positive because it's under consensus. So they already knew it was going up, but it went under the price they marked out. So yeah, they feeling that job crunch. It's a lot of benefits getting paid out in unemployment. So that's what he was talking about. They need to change this. They need to change that. So how do they change that? Do we give out the STEMI again? Or do we go to universal monetary payments for everybody? Everybody get a rack a month. You do what you want with your rack. But if y'all come together, we can have 10 racks a month and go some. But yeah. Let's see. Thursday. So maybe entering a period of more frequent supply shocks and volatile inflation, warranting more transparent communication practices from the central bank. And the comments came in a speech as Powell kicks off a 5-year review of the central bank's monetary policy framework. And I want to see Beyonce. critical question is how to foster a broader understanding of the uncertainty that the economy generally faces. Powell said in a speech in Washington, D.C., predicting that we may be entering a period of more frequent and potentially more persistent supply shocks. He said that it would be a difficult challenge for the economy and for central banks. He said higher interest rates adjusted for inflation may reflect the possibility that inflation could be more volatile going forward than in the inter-crisis period of 2010s, meaning after they had to raise interest rates or cut interest rates or whatever they did for the pandemic. The housing crisis in 08, 09. So the effects of that, meaning the 2010s. In periods with larger, more frequent, more disparate shocks, effective communication requires that we convey the uncertainty that surrounds our understanding of the economy and the outlook. We will examine ways to improve along that dimension as we move forward. Yada, yada, yada. He noted that while the Fed's benchmark policy rate is currently well above zero, currently in the range of 4.25 to 4.5 in recent decade, the Fed has cut the rate about 500 basis points when the economy is in a recession. Critical need to maintain inflation expects at 2%, which has also been a hallmark of past assessments. And I think we had inflation this week, huh? Did inflation come out this week? Yes, our inflation rate is currently at 2.4. Core inflation rate is 2.8. Inflation rate year over year is 2.4 or 2.3. So if you look at the core, we're well above that 2% they're trying to get to. Yeah. That's what's up. Let's take a quick look at some of the other markets. Dollar is not pushing higher past structure on the 1 hour. It's kind of inching up, but it's not pushing past structure. And then we have AU pushing past structure. Right here, did it 3 o'clock in the morning with a retest at 8 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 8 in the morning. And the dollar has not broken any structure since then, 2 o'clock in the morning, 8 in the morning. Like I say, we kind of have structure, but it's funny. This is like real true structure up here, 101.12. Kind of got minor structure at 100.9. 97 to be exact, but not really about much. See what the VIX looking like. I don't really look at that. Kind of weak. S&P, let's go to the higher time frames. Still pushing higher after that gap up on Monday. Still pushing higher. US 30 is pulling back heavy versus S&P. NAS is still ripping up. After that breakout, we're trading back into the range, so we might be making new highs on NAS. German 30 still pushing up on a daily. Didn't make new highs yet. We did wick up here, traded back in. Kind of right back on a retest off this bearish wick on the current day. Everything looking bullish. XRP. Go back to the lives. What I was talking about, XRP bouncing off this trend line. After I thought we was going to bounce off of 32.50. We kind of had a daily push right here, but we sold off, broke through that. I would say, okay, where we going? We had this trend line drawn up. That's where it should hold. We got this recent support that we bounced off here from April 2nd. That resistance turned into support after we broke it on the 10th of April. And we just rejected it on this day and also bouncing off this trend line. Damn, I'm good. Well, I wish I could trade though. Let me see what that look like on a 1 hour. Bullish engulfing. Need I say more? After we broke through the trend line, broke below this resistance turn support, we got a bullish engulfing. And we've been running up since. Gold is beautiful.
Duke Nukem.
Damn, I'm good. Euro traded back into this gap. We are pushing back out of it, but not by much. It's still out of this consolidated area, but it's starting to trade back into the top. So I would still hold buys on Euro, depending on where you got in at, but watch how it trades back into this little range right here, especially around 111.4. So 1.114. Watch that area. If we get rejections to the upside, you could catch buys, but if we break through that, it might not be. But you might want to be out before you even get to that. But still, that could be another re-entry area. But we would like to see the euro go higher, especially if the dollar is going to drop. Now, AU is selling off from its peak. Not by much. Let's see, the euro had a peak right here, April 21st. Let's go to AU, April 21st. April 21st, down here. As I said, AU doesn't follow the dollar to the T like the euro does. The euro is more of a 97, 98% correlation. AU is like 85%. So it's going to follow it, but not to the T like the euro is. So you see this volume get pushing out. And we've been trading back into this range. Down here, broke support at 1.127. Break, retest, selling off into this range. And yeah, it's unsure if I want to keep going up or not. 4 hour, the daily. Nice rejection on this daily. That was nice. But this rejection wick is not as nice. I would like to see a continuation after this, after the market ate up all that sales. So euro is tricky, but we're gonna watch that. But if you're in buys, I would say hold it until especially depending on where you got it. Like I said, overall, yeah, we are coming off of highs. So we are selling, but looking at how we rejected this off the daily, if you caught some of those buys, I would say hold it. And for the market to continue higher, you know the dollar has to fall. Hands down, the dollar has to fall. And the same scenario, just like if we look at the euro, the dollar rejected this, not by much. We had this daily gap. But if you look at the euro, it looks very similar. Just flipped. See that? Very similar. Just flipped around. But yeah, that's that. UJ. Like it was bouncing off a trend line. Oh no, that was that. Yeah, that was that channel. Look at this. It's ugly as hell, but I had this channel on UJ. That we were in. And it looked like we finally broke out and we tested that hole. So that might be good sales for UJ, but UJ sales is going to line up with a dollar selling off. So UJ sales would be AU buys. If you get a falling dollar, that means AU is going to go up and hopefully go up to the October highs from last year, or at least create a new high for the year. No, yeah, we already at new highs. So yeah, went back up to that October high, 69 cents, 0.693. Bitcoin is falling back. consolidated at the highs at 104. We're starting to trend back down on the daily. We got a very large wick we can feel. This gap that left, I really don't like that. I think that they could eat that up with ease. But we do have there's a lot to fight through. That 107 that it peaked at, 109. 90. I'll say from 92 to 109. A little range is tough, but it's breaking through though. Ever since it broke out at 84,000, pushed all the way up to 94 with ease, consolidated, and from 96 pushed all the way up to 103 with ease. So it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. JP Morgan says Bitcoin likely to have more upside than gold.
I got back into buys on EU after listening to the breakdown.
Okay. Yeah. Just monitor the dollar. If the dollar keeps falling, you good. The dollar keeps falling, and I would look to flip my AU buys. I would say once we get into take all this bullshit off. Yeah, I will flip buys for AU if we don't break the low. But we might break the low to entice people into sales, and that'd be a great buy down here for sweeping liquidity under about 63.40, 63.30. We get area for buys on AU, currently in sales right now. So I'm just letting that fall. A bigger range would be 63.80 to 63.40, but I would like to see if the market can sweep underneath these lows and catch buys to ride that wave on up. We still got a lot of prices we can reach to from last year. Like I said, that old October high. We can reach to that from last year. We up there at 69. So got a lot to go. But yeah. Back to crypto. We falling on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down over 1.5% right now. Ethereum, motherfucker, down 4%. Yeah.
Down 4%?
Down 4% today so far. That's heavy. Especially after all that upside we was going through since the beginning of this month. You know, crypto was going through a rip beginning this month around April 7th. I think Bitcoin saw the same thing. Yep. I mean, May 7th. May 7th, we saw a rip up breaking out to the upside. And like I said, you either have to be towards the bottom. Like if you look at it like this, if you look at this range, okay, we've been selling. Ethereum been selling, and I don't want to look at it since December. Beginning of this year, we've been selling. And as you can see, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Wait, what? No lower low? What you mean we ain't getting no lower low? It's a 1,500. And then we got a high, and now we're consolidating? Okay. Since the beginning of the year, since January, we've been selling out. So now I know, where are we? Are we at the low or the high of the market? Based on since the beginning of the year. We are at the low of the market. But we're not at the high. The high was at the December, and I could look at it. Zoom out. You see, we've been selling out. That's the high. It's the low of the market, obviously. And the low typically likes to come in where you start to see that shift in structure. Like, hold on, we're not getting lower lows, and it's consolidating. All this consolidation for weeks. We're not getting no lower low 2 weeks. Soon as that bitch break out to the upside and start taking out ranges, I would say at least like 2090. That was a big structure right here. These structures are nice. This is a real nice structure at 2100. Fuck it, 2100. That's what you want to be getting at. Right now, after that move happened, trust me, all the headlines coming out. Everybody who writes articles on the markets is writing crypto bull run, Ethereum, 200% up gain. Traders are cashing out millions. One trader made $2 million a day. Like all that news coming out. By then, it's too late. You think they marking that news right here? Right here on this, right on the consolidation that they broke out on May 7th at 2000 hours. You think they writing that? No. That's where you want to buy it. Because all this got the whole world into buys. And granted, over the long run, meaning like 5+ years, that is a great buy. I don't feel like Ethereum is going to go to $1,000 in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't think. I don't know, but I don't think. I think it's too heavily invested into the crypto market. And to truth be told, it damn near got more importance than Bitcoin. If you really want to keep it, because if Ethereum fall, I feel like the whole crypto market will fall. Because nigga, some of the next coins in line are built off of Ethereum. The next coins in line to be the top dogs are built off of Ethereum. So that got a lot of weight. The price don't really show it, but the infrastructure is there. You cannot have a crypto market without Ethereum. That's facts. So with that being said, yeah, I think it's going to go up. Granted, you might get in some drawdown, could come all the way back down to 1900. Who knows? We don't know what's going to allow that to happen. XRP, same thing, down over 5.5% for XRP, especially after they did that run up around May 7th. Breakout. That was right over $2. Right now we at $2.40. So nice little move. See what the percentage gain on that. Overall, there was a 25% gain. Currently, you're at 14% gain. The current market that is falling. If you bought, the low. And that's how it need to be. The scariest trade. Like if you're looking at ranges and consolidation, you want to look at consolidations, you want to mark them up, and you want to see when they break out. Simple as that. You want to see consolidated areas like this. You want to see when they break out. Fake out to the upside, breakout, retest. Now you could have took sales, but after you see that the market is ranging, okay, that's a new range. Let me move. Let me take my consolidated market and move it here. And now we got this range. Kind of like a fake out to the upside, but it traded right back into the 50% of that range and pushed out for a real true breakout. And one you could say this is like a retest. Came back, traded back up. So that was a good trade. Now, granted, if you zoom all the way back out, this market came right back to the 50%, or better yet, came right back into the range. So a lot of people that would have been in profit probably would have took profit if you would have, or if you hold it for the long term, you would have taken profit up on this breakout, or maybe when it broke back below it into breaking out of a structure, like say, for instance, maybe this little small minor structure here is weak, but it's a lot of rejection, which should those rejection which should kind of stick out to you, like, okay, that is consolidation like a motherfucker on a 30-minute, 1 hour. This is a 4-hour chart, so you got to look at it like that. It might not look as pretty on a 4 hour, but you got to think about what it look like on a 1 hour. I bet you it look real consolidated. When we go to the 1 hour, you'll see, bam, heavy consolidation before we break out. So just kind of got to know what you're looking at on any time frame. And on a daily, that probably be like 2 indecision days. You heard me? So yeah, we broke support. right there. So that would have taken you out on those buys. Unsure if you would have been ballsy enough to want to catch sales. Maybe you were looking at this area as a fill, especially after this consolidated area. Maybe you was looking at this gap as a area of interest that you want to catch buys in, or you want to sell into, especially after you see it tested it here. So it didn't come to your what you call them, but depending on how you were looking at structure, like this really wasn't true structure on the 4 hour, so you could have let structure develop. Like if this is not a developing structure, then this sell is the structure. It shouldn't go as long as my entry, but it's going to entice enough people into sales to get them out of these buys. So how far is that needed to go? Well, I see this little area of what price stopped at. I bet you on a 30-minute, 15-minute, that looked like consolidation. This little stopping point on 4 hours. So kind of got to find markets like that. And also you can see a pullback, breakout, pullback to resistance, turn support, resistance, turn support. All these previous levels up there, returning back after that breakout. So they traded back up into that into the high, making new highs, and then you get somewhat of a structure right here. As we broke, you get out. The market traded right back into that gap that allowed you to stay into these buys because a lot of people were shaking out. And it dipped a little bit lower, you know, because people who were holding buys right here probably was real strong about their initial, but it's like, okay, that's a little bit more liquidity I want to grab. So it dipped a little lower, but it never broke the larger frame of structure as far as lower, high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. So we're still going with that trajectory overall. As you can see, this is like the main structure, the next structure. This will be the next main structure for bullish side to take out. So if we pull it back, chances are we may be pulling back to right up in here to attack that main structure, just like we was pulling back here, and we failed to break here. This was main structure, and this should be main structure as far as if we break this area, how far we may go to. We shouldn't break below here, just like we didn't break below here for us to continue bullish. So I don't want to monitor that or XRP to see how far we dip down. I'm gonna leave that up there. See where we go. NVIDIA still on a run. But these niggas giving out deals. Like said, Trump says India has offered no tariffs. EU wants a better deal than what UK got. Like these niggas like, man, I want a better deal, man. That deal ain't working out. It's like the record label. The stock market is the record companies now. I just got it. These niggas giving out 360 deals and tariffs. It all makes sense now. Damn. It all makes sense. Trump is Barry Gordy. No, not Barry Gordy. Put some respect on him, man. Trump is Lucian. Yeah, y'all niggas don't know who Lucian is. That's that hit name. That's that name niggas don't really say too much of. That's who Trump is. And he is passing out 360 tariff deals. You get a 360. You get a 360. Oh, man. Lift down almost 3%. After that stupid ass gap up. Will it fill a gap? I don't know. School, what's popping, brother? Oh, he went all down. Jump back in this bitch. But yeah, I don't know if Lyft is gonna fill that gap to the downside. That'll be kind of scary. I mean, it did it before, so I guess it's not that scary. It did do this shit before. What's up, brother? What's down? But yeah, we selling Morgan Stanley adjusts price from 19. Oh, to 19 from 15. So Morgan Stanley up in the projections on Lyft. Now you're getting questions, Uber versus Lyft. What's a better buy? We already know the answer to that. Uber is really struggling. They might not say it, but that customer rapport is not looking too good. It's not looking too good. TSM, everything pretty much down in the stock market. Tesla doing good, I ain't gonna lie. Tesla doing good. They down 2.8%, roughly 3%, but Tesla doing good. Tesla is doing good. They're gonna fuck around. But yeah, we didn't get too much of pullbacks on the indices. I mean, we did on US 30, but NAS and S&P kind of still holding them high. What the hell is in US 30? I know I'd be asking that a lot, but what companies? I need to have, I'm gonna keep it real. The next office I get, all these little questions we be asking all the time, I had that like framed and put on the wall. Like, what interest rate due to the dollar? What's all in US 30? What's in the DAX 30? Like, they could just need to have that visually. So this is what's in US 30. I don't really want to name all the companies, but just to, so it's a diverse range of industries, technology, healthcare, finance, consumer goods, industrial, affecting the broader US economy. So this is everything, but just the top 30. So US 30 is everything. Technology, healthcare, finance, consumer goods, industrials, all that shit, but the top 30. And I think S&P is mostly everybody, just the top 500. And the 100 is all the companies minus financials, if I'm correct. I think that's how it goes. Because I thought US 30 was that minus, but it's just the top 30. So US 30 and the S&P 500 basically the same shit. It's just looking at a more magnifying look at the top 30 companies versus the 500. Because I know you, the S&P 500 probably shift in and out a lot of companies probably quarterly based on niggas based on their not profit but the value, market cap. So yeah, I would say if you're gonna follow any companies, the companies in the US 30 would probably be some of the best ones to trade or to hold, buy and hold. Because they did the hard work for you. S&P 500, you got to do a little digging, do a little bit more research. But yeah. Let's see, what about the last 100? Searching the web. Comprises 100 of the largest non-financial companies listed in the NASDAQ stock market, spanning sectors such as tech, consumer services, healthcare, and industrials. So everything besides financial. Notable adjustments to the index include recent changes to the NASDAQ 100. Shopify scheduled to join the NASDAQ 100 on May 19th. Okay, that's good news. Shopify, I said Spotify. Shopify replacing MongoDB Incorporated. I don't know who that is. Look at them up. See who Mongo, why they get replaced. Palantir, MicroStrategy, Axion Enterprises added in December, replacing Illumina, Moderna, and Supermicro. Yeah, Palantir going crazy. App Lovin joined, replacing Dollar Tree. The fuck? Hell is App Lovin? Joined in November 2024, replacing Dollar Tree. Okay. Key companies of the last day. Basically, AI was saying, I'm not about to list all 100 of these hoes for you, fam. Hold on. Oh man. I'm back. So yeah, let's take a look at this other shit. What is App Lovin connects audiences and app on mobile search. App Lovin Corporation, an American mobile technology company headquartered in Palo Alto, California. Founded in 2012, the company helps develop, market, monetize, analyze, publish their apps to its mobile advertisers. Okay, nice. Y'all knocked out Dollar Tree. Who the hell Dollar Tree is anyway? All right. Current price is $362. Revenue, $3.2 billion. App Loving Games, Lion Studios, MoPub, some of their subsidiaries. What does App Loving do? I think we already read that. Oh, the CEO, 45. Yeah, let's take a look at the stock. Say Max. 5-year. Max. Not really showing much, but it was at $58 in April 2021. And it ran through the roof, leading into Trump's election. Which had a high of 510. Over 490%. That's crazy. Still Palantir. Palantir Technology is a technology company that focuses on big data analytics and data platforms. It operates through 4 main platforms, including Gotham, Foundry, Apollo, and the Artificial Intelligence platform. Let's see. So Max with Palantir, 1,200% since 2020 October. $9. Oh my God. $9, October 2nd, 2020, to a high of 127. Currently, it's currently pushing high. So whatever the fuck happened here, god damn. Palantir is an American public traded company that specializes in software platforms for big data analytics. Headquartered in Denver, Colorado, it was founded by Peter Thiel, Stephen Cohen, and Joe Lanza and Alex Karp. I want to say they do, yeah, Palantir, yeah, they do a lot of, they're trying to get into defense. I saw a documentary slightly on this, and what it said that Palantir is really trying to get into defense. They want to make it to where they can scope out and find out different strategies for the army and different military personnel or whatever to use in like combat and shit. That's their main thing. Of course, they do analytics for other stuff, like pretty sure like who gonna win the Super Bowl. They probably do all like weird shit like that. But they really trying to get into defense. They might not talk about it too much, but I think that's their main thing. And they're using AI, artificial technologies, to do that. So think drones, think robots. You know, that's them. That's them. Who are the biggest investors in Palantir? Vanguard, holding 64 million shares. Vanguard, Investco, Fidelity, all these index funds. Morgan and Stanley, JP Morgan, Renaissance. Shout out to that boy name. Damn, I can't think of his name. Renaissance Technologies. Dude with the white beard. He owned that. One of the greatest traders of our generation too. Can't think of it. Cool. Let me see. Now I want to think. Now I want to know. I want to know. Who? Let's see. Who? Let me spell that shit. Renaissance. I forgot how to spell that shit. Oh, one hand. Jim Simons. I don't see what it look like. So y'all see him. I'm talking about him. The white man with the beard. That's who run. Jim Simons. That's one of the greatest investors of our lifetime besides, you know, the Warren Buffetts and all that. But yeah, he hardcore. Renaissance Technologies. Look at their gains that they had from the Medallion Fund. That's their fund. Since I want to say like 2006, 8, them niggas been pushing 66% on average a year. This man right here and his team, the Medallion Fund, Renaissance Technologies, 66% a year. Murder, straight murder. MongoDB Incorporated. What the hell is y'all? Because y'all took out somebody. Who they took out? Replacing, yeah, Shopify is replacing MongoDB. So who is MongoDB Incorporated? It's an American software company that develops and provides commercial support for the source available database engine MongoDB, a database for unstructured data. Okay, you didn't answer my question. What do y'all niggas do? I mean, I guess you provide commercial support. Oh man, what y'all do, man? Engages the development and positions of a general purpose database platform. It produces its products include MongoDB Enterprise Advanced, MongoDB Atlas, and community service. Also, professional services include consulting and training. What do they make? Software. Yeah, software. So I guess it's more database. That's crazy. It's really money in that shit. Fucking database. Damn, these niggas. Niggas had a high of 566 in the pandemic was crazy for tech. I've even heard of these niggas, man. MongoDB. Who invested with these niggas, bro? What are they mainly used for? Document database. Used to build highly available and scalable internet apps. Oh, okay. Okay. What big companies use Mongo? Toyota, Uber, Bosch, and Urban Outfitters. Okay. MongoDB and Uber. Let's see what y'all doing. MongoDB and Uber have distinct roles. MongoDB is a NoSQL database and database platform provider used for managing and storing data. So I guess like customer information, storing data. Like if they like to get picked up on this street versus that street, when I picked up, I like the AC to be on, like that data, names and location data. I guess. Uber, on the other hand, is a transportation company that uses Mongo for various back-end operations, including data storage, caching, and processing. Okay. Nice. I bet you that was a fire-ass deal. For them to get linked up with Uber? Had to be. Had to be. Probably why that bitch ran up so high. Let's see where we at in the markets, man. Still starting off on AU, trying to make back. Currently trying to make back all the losses. That's pretty much where we at. I was up throughout. So if we look at it, this is the 4 hour. I was, what was I at? I got to pull up, but I think, yeah, the 1 hour looked better. I was in this move. No, I was in this move right here. This is where I bought. This is where I sold at. Right there. Sold that. 84 pips. And I think I was roughly around that. That's what I remember when I was looking at it, but I didn't take profit off this bullish engulfing because I said, oh, look at this bullish engulfing. Look at this bullish engulfing. This bullish engulfing is not the bottom. This bullish engulfing coming from a strong rejection wave. This one is sitting right at the bottom, taking out double bottom lows, engulfing 2 previous hours. Like, come on, man. What do you want? You gotta notate this shit. Mental memory, write it down, whatever you gotta do, take a picture. But these are more true reversals. Kind of, I think Jay, you had mentioned it one time. You like to see bullish engulfings that sweep, that also sweep a low. Like, don't just engulf, but do something else. Like sweep a low and engulf. Like that's that real. So there we go. That was that real. And we got out. I mean, we didn't get out. I let the market come all the way back up to this trend line to get me out. And I was seeing the rejection here, especially when it traded back up. I thought this sell was going to trade back in. I think I caught sales, and this candle right here got me. Not gonna lie, this candle right here got me. Yeah, and I was just sitting on the sidelines for that time, and I want to say I may have entertained buys up here. I'm not gonna lie, like I was all across the board. I was fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, I was real fucked up. Yeah, I did entertain buys. I was in buys because I thought being that we ran up all the way up, like, oh, we swept the previous week low. We got to sweep the previous weekly high. Easy. Especially we came so close and we didn't get it, which was that was hard. I ain't gonna lie, this was hard. Like we got this close, and then there's really no moves over here for you to reach to. Like not even a 4 hour, the daily, nothing. I mean, this wick went over this open and close. I see that, but it's really nothing. Like why are you up here? Like and not up here. Like why you didn't go to? So it could lead to more things. It could be like this sell off is just a sell off to accumulate. Because if you look at this is like all accumulation right here. You know, if we accumulate right now, maybe it's selling out to accumulate for more buys at a later date, meaning like next 2 weeks, because this is the 4 hour. I'm not sure. But as we currently stand, we are selling off. And with this gap to be filled in this previous weekly low, and then this strong support from the previous 3 weeks ago, that's a lot of liquidity. That's a lot of liquidity right there. I think you're enjoying school. I don't know. I just keep kicking you out, brother. But yeah, that's a lot of liquidity right there, and I think we're gonna grab that. Then we're gonna easily grab that. Came down there for a reason, like fuck. But hopefully, like I said, I was kind of messed up that I didn't get in this move, but going live yesterday would have got us in this move, and I was working too late to catch that live, so my bad on that one. But other than that, yeah, hopefully we, I guess, go back down to this weekly low again, because it's more than a weekly low now. It's more of it's like a strong resistance. And we didn't really sweep the resistance to the T. We just sweep the previous weekly low. But if we look at, we got this right here we need to sweep. That's what we really need to sweep. But nonetheless, this should have ran up in the previous weekly high. The fact that we didn't, that's giving more pressure that we're going to take out what this couldn't do. This sweep wasn't enough liquidity and enough pressure to break above this high. Like it's something in the market stopped it from going this high. Somebody, something. And it was, now it's forced along with retail traders to further take out this low. I'm not sure if we're going to retest it and bounce, but depending on how the daily goes, we're going to definitely need a big daily candle to break through here. So I would say if we get continuation of sales, it would be good to get it down maybe another 40 pips, but retrace back up to where we at right now. I mean, we at 10 o'clock. I don't think that's going to happen. Look like we might be getting a pullback right now, probably for the close. But nonetheless, if we get a wick to fill, then that next day may sell off. Just like kind of like the CPI candle did. So if we get this same move, let me see what this move was. CPI was 113, 115, 116 pips. Say for instance, if we stop here, what's 116 pips going to look like? Way down here. So we see another daily candle like that, sure we could. I would think news would do that though. And we don't have no news that's gonna do that for tomorrow. I think tomorrow's Friday. We got housing starts, building permits, and Michigan consumer sentiment 7:30 and 9 o'clock. Based on the history, I don't think the news events really do too much. So I'm not expecting this type of candle to play out. So if that's the case, and I'm not looking at next week just yet, I don't want to break the surprise, but if that's the case, we probably gonna settle in this consolidated area, and then next week is gonna be either break of this structure, this strong support, all these wicks, and we will trade into this clean traffic to the left. Nothing is fighting it. But what is that going to look like for the dollar? Because the dollar has to go to the moon for us to sell that hard. Right now, the dollar did kind of break above this structure and retest twice. So that's a good thing for bullishness. I guess you could say it swept the low of 2024. Yes, it did. And 2023. So we swept the low of 2024 and 2023, but not 22. Okay. Swept the low of those previous years for the dollar, and now we're going back up. I thought the dollar was going to tank, but obviously Trump may have something in plans for these tariffs that he's working out all these deals that's not going to let the dollar fall all the way down to 92. So we might be wrong on that move. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's it for the news for the day. I don't think we're going nowhere. We do have yen GDP growth rate quarter over quarter. It's coming out at 650. So UJ, if you trade UJ, you got news coming out at 650 in GDP. But yeah, it's not looking good. Got a manufacturing index in the negative. PPI in the negative. Retail sales control group. Yeah. Honestly, the whole damn market bloody. German 30, gold, and the euro is the only thing that's really positive. I mean, I guess you could say S&P, but it's 0.2%, 0.1%. That's the only one that's positive around this bitch. 10-year yield. Consolidated. Yeah. And that's about to be up 1%. Currently at 0.7. We got gold up 1%. That's it. Gold is checking that trend line like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you see that shit.
Yeah. Gold sold off into that trend line.
Yeah, I figured that was about to happen. That was gonna come right there. Man, I had blew that fucking account, dog.
Man, I already know from what how you was talking
what I
about.
had said. Yeah, I had said, but I'm gonna have to demo it, y'all.
I already know, man. It is what it is.
Right. I ain't tripping,
It
but
is
you
what
already
it is.
know I ain't tripping.
No, first.
Nigga,
Like me and
Shit, I'm about to demo that shit out and just figure out my whole, like, I know my problem is not being able to hold to them stop losses, dog, and that just be fucking me up. So I'm just gonna practice holding my strategy out. Like I it's like damn near not trusting my strategy enough. So I just gotta practice enough till I trust that bitch 100%.
I
Even though I
mean,
know it worked,
is
it's
it you
something in
trusting
me
your
that's just
strategy or
not
trusting the
trusting it.
market?
It's the your edge, your strategy is your edge type shit to me. And it's like, nigga, if you're not following it, you fucking your edge up. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so I just be fucking my edge up every time. Like, you know, like just hold it. Cause the ones that you miss, yeah, you miss those, but the ones you make, you're gonna make so much more from, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I just can't get that concept to my emotional body.
Facts.
Hold on, let me switch these headphones up.
Go steady with weaker dollars. Wholesale prices, inflation slow last month. These niggas talk about gold. Bounce off the trend line. Trend line. What's that one? 31.48. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know, that shit cut out. But
so when you be saying you be having problems holding, what do you hold because you getting out because it's about to hit your stop loss and it never did type shit?
No. I be far away from the stop loss, dog. That'd be the whole fucking key. So my thing is I be trying to get out before it actually even make it close to the stop loss so I can just save profits type shit, save my account, you know, save equity. And then I wind up
and then it
I
turn
wind up
around going
getting
in your
back in or
direction.
something. It'll be consistently getting in and getting out and just taking small losses.
Yeah.
Instead of like just taking a big loss, taking one big loss that usually never happens. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of doing that one big loss, I'll take like multiple $20 losses. And that shit adds up so fast, especially when you over trading type shit. Like, man, that like 2-3 nights ago, I'm up in there 1 o'clock in the morning trying to find the direction that gold is going. Like, I'm buying, selling it, buying. That bitch go up, I'm buying. That bitch go down, I'm selling it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it was the overall trend was saying sell it. You know what I'm saying? The bitch saying sell it, and I'm just doing willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you gonna get fucked up not following a strategy. Like, so that's just basically where I'm at. I gotta learn how to follow a strategy, even if it ain't mine. Bitch, follow something.
And then
like,
I was like, I want to like put this in your mind, like even when we talking about like buying and holding and shit, like what is a hold for you? Like what does a hold look like for you, especially for something that is not really generating income per se, like versus like, you know, if somebody hold a stock portfolio where they could like borrow from, or you hold a stock portfolio that's paying out dividends, like you could hold that for years. But like when we in trades, I kind of brought this to Jay attentions, like especially in Forex, like it seems like Forex is designed for scalpers. Like it ain't designed to hold. Like why are you holding? You're not getting no benefit from holding. You're not getting no, you know, you're not getting dividends. You're not owning the dollar. You ain't owning shit when you hold it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying just straight scalp, but it definitely shouldn't be looked at as like a long, like, and I think we was kind of talking about that earlier, but as I realized, I was like, because I was holding AU for like damn near over a week. And what was the benefit of me holding so long if I didn't take profit at the low and I let it go all the way back up to where I got out? I want to say like, bro, 20 pips in profit when I had 90. You feel me? Like, what's the benefit of really holding? Like, I mean, granted, yeah, I was supposed to hold to that low, but I didn't get out. That's the thing about it. My mind frame was stuck on that hold.
I don't know how I get cut out, but yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, when your mind frame be kind of stuck on that buy and hold type shit, it's like, I think we would be better off if we look. That's why I kind of mentioned Roger Banks, because he'll look at the daily range. It's kind of how I look at the previous weekly range, how I be drawing that out. He'll look at the daily or the 4-hour range and trade off the 15-minute and 30-minute off that. And once he get his 15, 20 pips, I'm done for the day. Come back to the market the next day. Like, it ain't no holding.
It's easy. It's really easy. If I was doing that, boy, I'd be clocking their ass.
That's what I'm saying. That's how we need to be. We need to be clocking
20 points all the time, bro. And I was saying
Put it like
to
this.
myself
Put it like
last
this.
night.
You need 2 separate accounts, bro. And you need an account where you hold, and you need an account where you scalp. Done. Done. That's the same for me. Like I got 2 accounts. Like I need an account where like and Forex, it really ain't nothing to hold per se. Maybe EU, maybe, but yeah, it should be like more long term
not long
and
term.
more scalp.
Too much.
Yeah, not long. You know, maybe like a week hold. You know, catch the week range. But
all right, let me see. Because I gotta explain this, bro, and I want this shit to make sense as far as like that shit for me. Because I, as far as like me making those mistakes, I want to translate that for people to understand why this keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? And what do I mean by hold? What do I mean by hold? Is like at least hold them. If I say it shouldn't come here, you know how I say my saying. What's my saying? If that bitch hit my stop loss, then what? They're gonna have to pay somebody.
Yeah.
So if that's the saying, I'm not holding to those stop loss. It's like my thing, not holding for me is not holding to the stop loss. Like at least believe in your stop loss, like enough to at least get to the next horizontal line. And then when it gets there, okay, now we're like, okay, let's reevaluate. Is it rejecting or is it immediately going bullish into there where we could probably hold this out for a little while? You know what I'm saying? And if it's immediately rejected, you know, or if it's like a scalp, you could just get out at the next horizontal line. You don't have to be trying to hold and let it break through that one to get to the next one and all of that. You could just wait till it's ready to officially break through and buy again. Like if you feel like it's gonna break through, or wait till it come all the way back to your last entry and then buy again. You know what I'm saying? It's like little things like that you can do, but it's like, will you do it when it's time to? So it's like you got to pick a strategy. And for me, I think I love swing trading personally. My problem with it is, like I said, not being able to hold when I go into find a little bit of resistance, and that shit sucks because usually I'm going the right direction. It's just that my emotional body just cannot keep up with my logic, and it sucks. It sucks. I just got to train my emotional body some type of way. I don't know. I don't know how to do that because I've been doing push-ups every day. I wake up, do my stretch. I try to I train myself in different aspects. I make sure I wake up and stick to disciplines. But when it comes to this, man, bruh, it's harder than brushing your teeth every morning. Let me let you know.
I'm gonna tell you like this. What kind of helped me? And I don't know if it's gonna work for you, but what kind of helped me is I don't care. That's what helped me. I don't care. Like it got to the point to where like I don't care about what the market gonna do or not do. And what I'm now trying to train myself is to not get excited when I'm right, because just because you're right, you could have been wrong. So don't get all excited.
And the same time that you're right, you can easily be wrong.
Facts. So
like with gold, I was buying that bitch it went 5 points and then it dipped on my ass. But
that's why I said overall, that's what helped me to not to get that emotional shit out of the way. Like I don't give a damn. And I gotta check that shit too, because
that's a little easier said than done too sometimes.
It is. And because like I said, I gotta
that's
check
ideal.
Because it gets to the point to where I don't care, to where I forgot about getting out on that sale. Like that's the issue. Like I
getting
don't
out
care
at the right part.
Exactly. Like I'm not getting emotional about losing, but it got to the point to where I'm getting too careless, to where I'm not even checking the charts when I'm supposed to get out and take profit.
Right. I think you should just set alerts or just take profits, like at certain areas. I think that'll help you at first. Like that sounds like an easy solution to what you.
It sounds easy. I like alerts better.
I'm just saying alerts take profits.
I like alerts better, because take profits, I don't like when the market take me out and it's still more money to get.
But see, that's the problem. That is the problem, though. That is our problem right fucking there, bro. I swear to God, that's me. Every time I lose a trade, every time, I'm gonna just wait a little bit longer, and I'm up, dog. And this is what I was telling myself, like I said last night. I was telling myself all of this shit. I said, bro, you could take them same $20 you keep losing, 20, 20, 20. You could just take 20s, 20, 20, 20, 20. That shit gonna add up, bro. $20 a day is $100 a week in the market. $120 a week.
That's over $4,000 a year. $5,000 a year.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's in the market. I'm just saying, quick little $20 a day, bro. That's $120 a week that you adding up, and that shit adds up. After doing that shit for so many weeks, bro, I could make $20 easily on them in the markets. Like that's nothing to do in any day. I don't give a fuck. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, evening, Sunday. Yeah, all that. But cryptos, it don't matter what we traded. We can make $20 a day easily. So why are we not going for that 20 and we trying to go for the gusto? I feel like going for the gusto.
Equity size. It's the equity size. That's why you feel overly confident, and I do too, over making 20, because you got a certain type. Like you only have $1 million, because if you had $1 million, then you would be saying it's easy to make $2K a day.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm about to get at, though.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Build your equity.
Build your equity. Facts. Don't try to. I would say always have the mind frame of building your equity up until you making the type of money out of just a 10 pip, 20 pip move. You making more money than you could put in your account. You feel me? Like if your income or whatever is only allowing you to drop 400 a week into your account, like that's based on your income, that's how much you could, or 400 a month. However you look at it, if that's what you are able to drop, when your trades are starting to give you 500 a day, and like when you making more than what you could put in that bitch, then yeah, that's when it's you gotta look at it from a different perspective after that, because it's not about just solely off of what you put in there, but in the meantime, that should be the main thing. Because truth be told, I could put more money in the account than I be making.
Nice.
You feel me? Like I don't be making $200 a day, $100, but I could put $100 in that bitch.
Right.
You feel me? Like I could add more money in my account versus trading it up. But eventually, when my account size, my equity is up, 10 pips gonna give me the amount of money I was comfortable putting in there. You feel me? Like once you get your equity to like 10K, it ain't nothing to make $100.
Right.
You know, you could go so small on size to where, yeah, nigga, I could go on vacation and leave my phone. I'm not tripping.
Right. Quick, easy money every day.
Yeah. So like you're right.
Gotta be helter-skelter.
Hell no.
Overthinking it. Man, I need to hold this trade because I need more money. No, you don't.
you just need to consider. It ain't about yeah.
But
more patience.
Like we think we have more patience because I'm gonna wait and hold this trade out. No, you being greedy. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like I'm gonna wait because I get the rejection signals, and I'm still holding that bitch. Like it's rejecting this. Is it rejecting this horizontal line? Let's see if it's gonna go back to it and try to break through again. Man, if you don't get your ass out the trade, man, to take them little quick points and then let it do whatever it do, and then when you see another opportunity, get in, because it's obviously telling you right now that okay, it was shooting up strong, but this is a point where it's looking like it could reverse. Let's just get out. Let's take these 20 points, 40 points. Sometimes it'd be 70 points, dog. Like $70. You sitting there talking about, I'm gonna wait. $70? Brother, I was just talking about $20 a day. Them 70, you do 70, do 20 tomorrow. Get them 70 out there.
Yep. Can you take partials on your trade?
Yeah. Take partials, do something.
Yeah.
Don't just sit there and wonder if this bitch gonna go. Bro, I remember I'm looking at this shit the other day. I'm up like 70 points, like I was just saying. Man, when I say I took profit at $30, I was mad as hell, bro.
No, I'm gonna say something that's go damn near shut all this shit down. This is gonna be a profound thing. When I just mentioned taking partials, Oanda never had that.
Yeah,
Oanda trading platform never had where you could take partials out. They added that, and you know why they added that? Nigga, they want us to be profitable. They want us to make money. They don't want us to be not making money. Because how they gonna make money? They make money off our commissions. I mean, granted, they make money when we lose too, because it's all commission based, but they make money when we trade. Put it like that. The more we trade, the more. But if you profitable, what you gonna do? You gonna keep trading. If you're not profitable, you go close your account and say, I'm not doing this no more. What kind of customer you think they want?
Want to keep trading, but
come on,
they get more money coming.
And that's what I'm saying. Like before, I want to say before 2020, they didn't have partials where you could take. You had to take the whole trade or just. So it's like once we got partials, like that's a helping hand. That ain't like a restriction. Like use that.
What I'm thinking, what I'm thinking now, I only think because this is what moves the markets, bro. So when we get news, certain news is right, like that China and US, I think that's the only time we should be trying to hold anything. Like, for example, when AU did that drop from the top, and we knew this was the beginning of the drop, and we knew that bitch was about to possibly sell all the way to the bottom. Remember that? In October or something? November?
Oh boy, don't talk about that. You're gonna make me cry.
Well, I'm just saying. but hear me out. If we would have knew, and we would have been in the headset, I'm gonna say the headspace of, okay, this is what's happening because of the news that's being given, then let's start moving with, especially when by the time in January when we really started seeing it move, we had already had the idea that it was gonna go that way. It already started setting up structure.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I had the 4 hour gap that it touched. I drew that earlier. What it was? That was late 2023, early 2024. Yeah. So where it touched, I had it already up. I just didn't. It was one of them things. Like I don't know where I was, but I did not catch that entry. But you're right though. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
No, I was just saying that's like probably the best times we can enter for holds.
No, facts, big facts.
Like when Trump did that, we gonna hold off on the tariffs. Nah,
that was the best time to buy.
The same shit that moved it the bad way. What you think about the move it the other way in a strong, that made US 30 NASDAQ go back to the top. It's at all-time highs right now.
Yeah.
How? Because of what was said and what, you know what I'm saying? The news. So that's the only time you should be changing like bias as hard when it comes to holding. Like if I'm buying that bitch, it's based off of that. Like a long term. If I'm gonna say let's hold this trade, why? Based off of that alone. Tariffs are being lifted. That shit's no longer like a conversation as much no more because everybody's starting to settle that shit. Let's buy up. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit like that makes sense.
So now we should be going back into more normalcy markets because the tariffs are coming back to like they doing deals now.
Right, exactly.
With that, what they say, China dropped it to 30. Oh, we dropped it to 30 for China, and they gave us 10.
Yeah,
something like that. That's crazy when you think about it. It was at 250%.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, them niggas is wild. That's why that shit was dropping like that.
Yeah, messing with the markets. But you know, he gotta look out for his friends. We already know. He gotta look out for his people.
I mean, we've been calling that shit though. We knew what was going on. It's just like, how do you take advantage though?
Yeah,
that's the question. And I mean, I'm starting to see it. You know, like I'm starting to really see it for sure. Like, man, this shit not hard, bro. Like, you just gotta keep your ears open and attack. But I feel like unless you have news like that, you should be scalping. I think I'm going into like a scalping mindset. Yeah, I'm entering off of like 8 hours and stuff, 4-hour move candles, but I'm still gonna probably scalp those wins at this point because nothing is really just taking off right now, or ever. But even when it is, like, there's always opportunities to get in at lows. There's always more opportunities. Like, that shit gonna pull back. Different shit.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just in that scalper's mindset. So like you were saying, yeah, we could hold these motherfuckers and let's go for that extra inch. But man, I say just double your trading size and go for the first take profit. How about that?
You said what? Go for the first.
I said double your trading size if that's the case. If you want to hold more, fuck it. Double your trading size and just go start scalping. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If you want that extra push, just double your trading size if that's the case, and just scalp it. Because if you believe in your trades and you know you get profits all the time, even if it's a little bit, you could take those smaller profits way easier because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's right there. It's like, okay, that's $40. Let me take that. Instead of 20, you can take 40. It's right quick. Boom, boom, boom. Keep taking 40. Keep taking 40. That shit adds up hella fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want motherfucker to not be overthinking this shit. It's not, even if, like, just learn from my mistakes basically. And
I'm gonna be real with myself. Like, even though I've been talking a lot of analysis on the higher time frame, which I still believe is true. Like, that's the best way to get the right direction in the market. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm a scalper at heart. I'm gonna keep it all the way G. I may not be I'm not the 1 second, 1 minute trying to find every little tidbit move, but that 15 minute,
yeah,
just catching the range of what the morning is doing and being okay with catching 10, 15, 20 pips a day.
right.
That's my lifestyle. That's what I want. And to me, like, looking at like baseball rules, like analogy from baseball, when you get 50, 80, 100 pips, that's a home run. Or better yet, that's a grand slam. You just want to get base hits. That's all you want to do. Base hits, get them on base. That's what trading is. Yeah, I think everybody be trying to get these home run hits, but nigga, baseball ain't won by home runs.
Right.
That's rare when you get a home run. Yeah, like, niggas don't hit home runs every time they go to bat.
Right.
You feel me? So you gotta like, don't even expect the home run. If the pitcher throw that bitch right and the bat just so happened to connect that bitch right, all right, bet home run. You heard me?
Let's get it.
I'm not walking up to the plate like, oh, I'm about to hit this. I'm about to home run this. But what if he throw what if he walk your ass? He could just throw 4 foul balls and you walk. You never get to hit. So it's really up to the pitcher. If you really want to be real. It's really up to the pitcher. But yeah, man, just get them base hits, man. Base hits. Get your little 10, 20, 30 pips, go on about your day. Let that shit add up.
Nah, real
but
talk,
like you said,
man.
be more focused on adding to your equity. Like whatever you got to do. If you deposit, you find a nickel on the ground, throw that in your trading account. You find $1 on the ground, put it in your trading account.
It's about the right. That's all it's about, bro. Adding to the any kind of way you can add to that equity and stop losing it. man, because once you got like a 10K account, you know what I'm saying, 15K account, whatever. Like you say, you making $100 quick, and you could just get out the game quick. $100 a day. That's what, $500 a week. That's extra on top of whatever else you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Easy calls, easy bread. Like even if you want like $200 a week, let us see. How much you gotta make?
What? For what?
20. To make $200 a week.
200 a week?
Yeah, about 25 to
20, 50?
About 30.
Oh, what you mean? Like how
40.
many tips?
No, how many dollars you gotta make a day?
I'll say about
200 divided by
40. $40.
40.
Yeah, $40 a day.
$40 nice. That's what I was saying. Double your account size and just if you make easily make $20 every day, then double your shit. Make $40 a day. That's $200 a week. Nigga, you do that for a month. That's $800 in a month. You know what I'm saying? That's quick profits, bro.
That's a car note and insurance.
That's quick profit every day, bro. Even if you do 20 to 40, you know what I'm saying? Catch about 150, you know what I'm saying? 150 a week. That's still good profits.
Thanks.
Like if you're not consistent with the 40 every day and you just mess up for a day, you catch 150. That's still good profits. 150 a week.
Shit, even like I mean it's small, but when you think about it, $10 a day. That's 50. That's 200 a month. That's about 2,500 a year of just you clicking a button.
Well, I'm getting at the fact too though that like motherfucker, we see motherfucking $20 consistently on TP and don't take it. Consistently, I see $40 like a good amount of profit like that. Like I said, I was at 70 and went all the way down to 30. It's like, nigga, why you didn't take the 70? It's right there. It's $70. I mean, I'm for real.
Well, what made you not get it? Like, I mean, you saying that now, but in the heat of the moment,
because you think it is gonna keep going, and that shit is like, yeah, it could keep going, but nigga, $70, nigga.
Okay, you know put it like this: when it was at 30, was you thinking like, damn, $30, it could keep going, which it did keep going to 70.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we talking about taking $20 to $40, nigga. It was at 70, twice that. Like, what's the problem?
What I'm saying though, like, could you be okay with taking that 40 and seeing it go to 70, missing out on the extra 30?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
especially if my shit. That's what I'm saying. If I could catch 40 a day, I know that's for what 200 a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's 800. Like if you put it in perspective, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like me, probably a week ago, I'll probably be like, man, I need to get back in there and do something else.
Right.
But me right now with 2 blown accounts in the past month.
Yo, you need to open up an Oanda account. That's what you need to do.
Man, bro, I be wilding, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. Man. But I ain't gonna lie. I haven't blown an account before then in like 8 months, 9 months. I was working with like one account for the longest with buku bread and it basically from just growing that shit. So like I know nigga know what he's doing. I just literally I'm it's a mental thing for me. Like I gotta get my psychology, like I said, my emotional body gotta catch up with my logic with this shit because I be in the trades and once you in it, it's a whole different ball game from saying, oh well, this the strategy. You could easily do that, this, that, and the third.
Right.
Yeah, no, brother. It don't be
I mean,
that.
As far as perspective too, I mean, we all in this to make money, not to be right. Like we ain't in this to, even though it feels good to be right and analyze and know all of that. And David Paul was talking about that, but at the end of the day, you really in this to make money. So when you look at perspective, it's kind of like what's your lifestyle right now? Like what's your expenses? Is your expenses 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 a month? So okay, divide that by 4 and divide that by 5. Try to see if you can make that. Let that be your first goal.
Right. Now, somebody said, shit, just try to pay a phone bill off every month.
True. Yeah, that's an easier way.
Me?
Yeah, and that $70 would have paid my phone bill.
Right. Mine shit, look, quick $88, you know what I'm saying? $90, pay all your shit.
Right,
and
right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the $40, nigga, $70, nigga, you right there.
So you said, you need to take it because like, that's my phone bill. Let me go pay my
you
phone.
Feel me? What you doing? brother, no. Brother is right there. What you doing?
Right there in front of your face.
Right there, brother. Like, come on, man. And this in one day. This ain't even in 2 days. So you could come back tomorrow and get another 40. You feel
the reversal.
Me? Like,
get a reversal of it.
It depends on you. Now, this all depends on your account size, to be honest, how much you should be looking for in a day. But, you know, I'm just speaking on like having a little bit of money, starting with like, you can have $200 in your account and make $40 a day, bro. Or start with $20 a day. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably try to do 20 with 200. You got 400? You could try to do 40.
Nah, that's better. Yep.
Like, you know, 10%, I guess.
10%.
And then bust that down every single day. Every day. I mean, because there's always an opportunity in the market, but don't force it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Just really look for something that's clean. And it's something that I did that fucked my account up was trying to catch every market. Remember, I was in GJ, fucking this, that, the EU, fucking gold, fucking German. Nigga, find one play. 2 plays.
I would say 2.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like gold and German 30 for real. Find 2 plays that's moving right for you. That shit looks really
and 2
good.
opposite plays. Like the fact that you got DAX and gold, that's good because you got indices and you got a commodity.
Right.
You know, versus trading DAX and S&P.
Sometimes I like to do one each, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, shit, sometimes even commodities and Forex will move the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, gold might move like EU type shit up. I don't know. It just be dependent. It depends. It really does. But if you get 1 of each, that'll probably be cool. But I feel like that'll bring you to over leveraging territory. Just try to find like 2 of them. Because after that, you over leverage it. You heard me? And you could get 20 with each. 20 over here, 20 over there. Boom, that's 40. Get up out the game.
Right.
Or you could just find 40 with 1 and possibly break even with the other one. Make a little bit of point. I'm just trying to put in I guess, a headspace to where it makes sense to just grab those 40. No, don't be, it could keep going. My thing is, it's always going to retrace. It's always going to come back. And if it don't, oh, well, that ain't your plate.
That ain't your plate.
You know what
and
I'm saying?
that's not the only play for the year. We got 365 days and 260 trading days. So
I'm telling you, if that bitch look like it's about to reverse at a horizontal line, get out. Ain't no let me wait to see a little bit longer. And you know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. At this point, it don't make sense, bro. It don't. It just don't. That shit don't make sense to me. Like, if anything, get out at literally when it hit the if it don't start breaking after 15 minutes, if it just give you a red candle and it sit under that and it don't literally start instantly going back up, man, oh well. Take your 60 points, your 40 points, whatever it is, because if you don't, and I'm gonna go all the way back to break even, now you look foolish. You heard me? When you had it at TP, at the first TP, and you didn't even take at least partials.
Yeah. No.
Niggas got it, like you said, take partials or something.
Yeah.
If anything, when it get there, like I was saying, take profits.
I love
let it drop. If it come back to that area and then it start to look like it's gonna break out, you could get back in.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to hold your original position every time. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to put that shit into perspective. Like I said, I just want that shit to make sense. I don't want a nigga to make the same mistakes I make. Like, if I can put that into perspective as much as
one
possible.
thing you could use too is like the daily ATR for a hold. Like if you reaching a daily ATR in a day, get out. Type shit.
That too.
You know, if you really, because think about it, you captured the whole daily ATR in a trade. Like, what else do you want? You want 2 days? You want 3 days? Like now you getting greedy. Like that's a good way that's a good indicator to see, you know, as far as TP and stops and all that shit. Look at the ATR. Like, what can this bitch do every day? On average. Then you look at CPI candle or that Trump, that one Trump candle, like that bitch moved, I think for AU, it moved 300 pips. Like that's, but that was on a 4 hour too, so that's different. No, that's daily.
I don't mind holding for a complete 8 hour, a complete 4 hour too. Like, cause I'm getting in based off the 8 hour, and I'm predicting in my setup that this thing is gonna keep taking off. So either I could catch the full swing of this thing, you know what I'm saying, and try to hold it out, or you could just catch the full swing of that 8 hour. Because the reason I say hold it out, because that next 8 hour gonna give even more volume and push even further sometimes. So it's like that's what I usually look for. But it depends now. Now I'm thinking it depends on how good the setup look like, and has it, like I said, has it hit the next level, the first TP area, and how is it reacting to that first TP area type shit. That's very important. Because it could reverse all the way back to break even and then go to the second TP area type shit. So why not take profits at the first one? And then if it's looking fishy, let that shakiness get out, then you get in type shit. Again. But yeah, that's it. I don't know, that shit just makes sense to me, dog. Like you said, scalping mindset right now is probably a smarter way to go. Damn, Dak bust. So that's 40 points right there already on Dax. You heard me? What up? Got in with.
Yeah, man.
I'm trading Dax right now on my demo, one of my demos. That's 40 points right there. I just got in this bit this hour. Quick, easy for the nigga. Us get up out the game. You hear me? I'm gonna let this hour close just 4 more minutes and see what this next hour do. But
you got
tell you how quick you catch 40, huh?
You just got in Dax buys?
Like at the beginning of this hour. That's what I'm saying. So I caught $40 basically.
You just made 40 points right there in 1 hour?
Yeah.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How quick and easy this shit is, bro.
Yeah,
That's what exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, bro.
Yeah, that would have been like 5 pips on AU.
That easy, bro. And it's like, come on, bro. Why are we not? You know what I'm saying? Now, right now, like I said, is the hour about to close in 3 minutes. It's looking really bullish. It's still pushing. I'm gonna hold a little bit longer, but and my gold buy is busting. Yep, gold at Dax busting. But yeah, bro, this shit not hard, bro. Niggas just don't take the profits when it's time. You see that shit reversing. You see, like you said, on the 15-minute chart, it's hitting a level, a key area, and you know, it's showing resistance. Let's start thinking about some exit plan. You know, let's push this stop loss. I like this one person stop loss. Their exit plan, man. What they do is, so say something is trending, right? And they like the way it's trending. They're gonna get in, right, on a breakout, and then when it rejects and comes back, they're gonna let it do all that because they know it always retraces. They're gonna let the retracement happen, and then they're gonna let it push out past the next breakout point, right?
Right.
So what this chick that I was watching, she does is she just move her stop loss at the bottom of those swings. Wherever it just swung low to, she gonna just move her stop loss under that swing because it just made a new break high, a new high. You feel me? So then she gonna let it come down again and then make another new high. Every time it do that, like on the hour chart, and she's on the hour chart. So every time it make some red candles on the hour chart, they make some green ones and go higher. She's just gonna move her stop loss under the next swing type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Quick,
Just like
simple.
trailing the structure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Easy work. Easy
Nah,
work, bro. And I'm like, that makes so much sense though. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You could do something simple. Smooth.
Simple. Oh, that's what makes the most money is the simple stuff, not all this lines
Overthinking and shit.
Overthinking. Yeah. It's best when you don't think. Just look. Don't think.
Nah, for real. Boy, gold and dags just pushing. Let's go. Keep on going. Wait till tomorrow.
Oh, it's beautiful, boy.
Yeah, that bitch pushing. Beautiful area to get some buys at.
Yeah, man. I think we go, like you said, we're going to take this conversation and push forward and not, not trying to Einstein these markets, man. Trade what you see, and analysis is paralysis.
Yeah, this shit simple. This shit simple.
Yep. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Probably, like I said, we'll be back on Sunday.
No doubt.
You heard me.
All right, big brother.
Easy, brother. All right, peace.
All right, once.